So guys, we're out here in the Hunter Classic once again, and today we're going to talk about what weapons you should buy as a beginner. So I made a video like this about a month back, but I feel like so much has happened since then with new weapons coming to the game that I have to make another one. And the first is that the 9.3x74R came out. This gun is just literally insane. It is so powerful and it's legal for everything, all the way from roe deer to water buffalo, and it has no problem taking down the biggest species there, bison and water buffalo. So if you see my video on it, I called this 9.3 the best gun in the game because of its ethical species list covering roe deer all the way to water buffalo, and its raw power and the ability to take down those big species very easily. I really do think it's the best weapon in the game for the money. The gun itself is 600 EM and the scope is 350, so I really do recommend the scope. That 1.1 to 8 power scope is quite nice for a little bit of the longer range. It's a really good gun for the price. And just to show off the power that it has a little bit, we'll look at a couple of water buffalo here. This is actually a pretty decent one that we have, and I just wanted to go like broadside with the 9.3 and just show its ability to drop the water buffalo in its tracks. So if we can just line this up on both lungs. And as you can see, he drops immediately in his tracks. The 9.3 on the water buffalo is not even fair. It just drops him pretty much anything under 50 meters is a guarantee, and I've even had double lung over 120 with the perfect angle. And we'll try a front-on shot as well. This water buffalo seems to be pretty angry at us, a decent little male here, so we'll let him charge. And go for this. So through the head we won't get as much penetration, but you should get down either into the heart or lungs area. And as you can see, still penetrated through the skull, brain, shoulder blade, and down into the heart. Even going through such a giant animal and all that flesh, it still got down to the heart. The next weapon I recommend is the reverse draw crossbow, and the thing that's been added to this, because I actually had it on my list in the last video I did, there is a forest camo variation now, which actually is my favorite variation of the three. We now have forest camo, winter camo, and carbon. But the best thing about the reverse draw crossbow, it is ethical for literally every species in the game, going all the way from ducks and rabbits up to water buffalo, and being able to drop water buffalo in their tracks. I've shown that before just from a broadside angle, and actually straight on as well. You can drop them with the reverse draw crossbow. It's got a lot of power, and it's got accuracy up to even 80 meters plus. I did it in a recent video on White Rime Ridge, dropping a doll sheep while walking over 80 meters away. It's just really, really powerful and really good long range as well. So the crossbow itself is 519 EM, and that is the case for all three of them, the winter camo, forest camo, and carbon. And the scope is another 200 EM, and you don't actually need the scope in my opinion. The open sights are okay. You've got 20, 40, and 60 meter pins. The problem is it gets very cluttered and difficult to actually see your target when you're looking at longer ranges, although you do get a little more zoom out of the open sights. With the scope, you got a lot more field of view, and you have a lot better target acquisition, especially at long range. So I mentioned dropping the doll sheep about 80 meters away on White Rime Ridge in a recent video. This is that clip. I just wanted to show that again in case you didn't get to see it. I have the winter camo reverse draw crossbow here, and I'm going for a shot on a walking doll sheep up on this mountain, and just trying to line it up with that bottom pin. I zoomed it in the video so you can see that a little bit better, and as you can see, it does drop in its tracks. So the accuracy, even in a windy environment like White Rime Ridge, is just insane with this bow. And just to show dropping some water buffalo, we'll do this one head on. We've got the reverse draw crossbow ready to go. I'm going to go below the head so we can look at penetration. So that is a drop shot, should be heart, and anything else we can get along the way, we'll look at how far we penetrated back. And as you can see, all the way back through to this stomach. So we had heart, lung, and stomach with the reverse draw crossbow head on. And this one's a little bit trickier because we got one trying to charge us from down the hill. So if we can get to the side of it, we'll go for a double lung shot just to show that a double lung will drop it. That should work right there. And she is down in her tracks. I can't see that hitting anything but double lung. And that was in fact the case. Nothing but double lung at 5.5 meters dropped her in her tracks with the reverse draw crossbow. And the last weapon I recommend getting is the 17 HMR, which was also on my list last time, but ever since the HV ammo came out, this gun got so much better. In my opinion, it is now by far the best small game weapon in the game. It can take down everything from rabbits and ducks all the way up to coyote, and it can actually drop a red deer. I've done it. I'll show it in the video. You can drop a red deer with the 17 HMR with a double lung shot. It's got insane penetration and power. Obviously, coyotes and bobcats, the animals that it's ethical for, are no match for this gun. The only thing you have to do with the 17 HMR is make sure you're using the correct ammo type, because the HV ammo is not ethical for like ptarmigan ducks and rabbit stuff small like that. But yeah, this gun is 550 EMs, and the scope that I recommend is the 3 to 9 inch scope, which is another 350, so a total of 900. The reason I recommend the 3 to 9 scope and not the 12 power scope is just because it's going to allow you to take some running shots close range and give you a little more ability to zoom in and out if you need to. So I mentioned it can drop red fox, it can drop coyotes, it can drop bobcat. That is no problem, but it can even drop a red deer, and I'm going to show that here in case you haven't gotten to see it yet. Double lung shot with the 17 HMR drops a red deer in its tracks. So obviously, if it can double lung a red deer, coyote, bobcat, the animals it's actually ethical for, are going to be no problem. So that is going to just about do it for this video, but as I mentioned, I did this video about a month ago with some different weapons, and if you already bought those, you are fine. You definitely don't need these ones, but if you're a beginner and you don't have any real weapons yet, these are definitely really good ones to have. But with that, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next one.